don't let you in the country. So he said, I think I'm up to bigger than you. He said, if I had a chance to come around and give you a slap as well. So,
I think you're on his Christmas card list already.
yeah, no, he's given me a Christmas card.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, no, we went to Downing Street and it was a nice touch from him. He said, no, you came up to me and he said, here's a card for you. So it was a Christmas card. So.
Extraordinary. Now, obviously we're talking about change here as well, and the theme of it this morning as well, but you had to make a change, you had to make a decision to drop the trip. What was the reason behind it?
Yeah, I mean, that was probably one of the toughest things that I personally had to do. I mean, I was responsible for giving him his first cap, and then the ironic thing is
Against France.
that was a Tour of Australia in 1998, and so we took him as a 19-year-old and saw this talented youngster, and at that stage you get that sort of talent, and when you're giving him instructions and coaching something like that, I mean, we just said to Brian, just go out there and play and enjoy yourself and learn from the experiences. So, he was someone who was special at a very young age, and so ironic to give him his first cap and then be the person responsible for the only person to drop him in his whole rugby career. So it was an incredibly tough decision for us to make, and but you don't come out publicly and criticise people and say the reason that you made the decision. Brian in that second test, and we've gone through the video and had a look at it, and people said, oh, he defended really well, and like, he made 23 tackles. He did make 23 tackles, but one of the reasons he made 23 tackles is because that's where Australia attacked, and they went after him. There's a period there, about 15 minutes to go, where his legs are gone and he can't get back defensively, and he knows it. We've showed it to him on the video, but like I said, you don't come out and make that publicly known, because of what a great player he's been. And so it was a tough decision for us to make, but one that we felt collectively as a coaching staff was the right decision. Even though making it, we knew it wasn't going to be a popular one, and the one thing about coaching, and in particular, what's great about sport and selection, is just a matter of opinion. That's all it is. It's my opinion or someone else's opinion, and when you get tasked with making those decisions, that's what you've got to believe, and you've got to put your head in your heart and say, I believe this is the right decision at the time, even though that it might not be popular.
It's a different question to ask, though, even now at the passage of time, do you feel vindicated by the decisions does that sit easy on your shoulders?
No, I didn't get any satisfaction from doing that, because of obviously what Brian has achieved in sport, and saying that the way he conducted himself afterwards and how brilliant he was for the other players around him, I think it was a mark of him as a person, as a man. But one of the things is, people would ask me afterwards, did you feel vindicated by making the selection? I didn't feel any satisfaction at all. And even still that we won, it doesn't mean that I don't go back and question myself and ask, was that the right decision? Did I make the right decision? And sometimes I'm still not sure. And what I respect about people, and the people who disagreed with me, and from a rugby perspective, said, look, I think you made the wrong decision. I think Brian Driscoll should have been selected from a rugby. That is perfectly fine. I respect that, because that's what it's about. What I did struggle with a little bit was the personal attacks and thinking there was a bit of a conspiracy theory and people going a little bit over the top. But that's part of what we're talking about before, about what social media is.